Hi, I'm Blythe Stevens, MFA Bliss Catalyst and creator of A Blythe Coach, where I help multi-passionate creatives take leaps of faith. Welcome home to Kailua Kona on the Big Island of Hawaii. I have been enjoying, as I always do when I'm home, the verdant foliage, the trees, the grass, the plants, the beautiful native plants, and also fruit and flowers and animals from all over the world, but also find it very inviting and flourish here. In honor of that, we're doing a tropical tree pose, or I'm offering a few fun tree pose variations for your consideration and enjoyment as a balance practice. Very important, especially as we're growing older, to refine and continue to practice our balancing also on one leg and strengthening and a bit of visualization and yummy pictures in our mind of the types of shapes we're making. You may also choose to practice tree pose lying down, so reclining on the floor, or seated as I'm showing now. Maybe your tree will be planted on both sit bones as well as the feet or the whole back body for a non-balancing or restorative version. Otherwise, we'll stand onto both feet, grounding the big toes, little toes, all the toes, and the heels on the floor. And noticing how our weight is resting onto the earth below, not being one of the main energetic pulls in tree pose, is that rooting down through the soles of the feet or the sole of the foot. And then the strong structure of the trunk of the tree supporting us in that stance. Here we have mountain pose. And then for tree, we will shift our weight onto one foot. So I'll move my weight onto my left leg, the whole bowl of the pelvis and the center line of my strong trunk, rooting over that left foot, which will stay pointed in that direction as my other leg opens up like a book and plants either the toes and the ball of foot on the floor and the arch of the foot to the ankle, or we'll explore a couple of other variations from there. So starting with this tree, rooting down and then drawing energy up through the branches, up through the trunk, and then into the branches and eventually the leaves. We'll connect right and left sides of the body through Anjane Mudra, through our prayer pose in front of the heart. And then the crown of the head is going to reach to the heavens like we're seeking the sun in a tropical environment in the rainforest. All the plants are reaching up for the sun, trying to get that light, feel that light shining right and left sides of the body coming together, front and back, filling the space between earth and sky. You may also choose to reach those arms up overhead as your tree grows. Create a point, or allow your palm branches, your ohia blossoms, whatever tree you're manifesting, to unfold. Of course, on both sides. Let's try out the right foot, rooting all the toes, reaching down, heel roaching down the whole surface, rooting while the left side opens up and plants as well into that trunk or that support. The breath moving through us like this gentle breeze that's tickling through the leaves of the palms and the tea and the ferns. Nice strong connection between the two sides of the body, even in this asymmetrical balancing shape. Another fun variation will be to elevate that leg. Maybe we would like to use the support of furniture or a wall to help that. We'll plant the sole of the foot to the calf, or maybe even with help to the inner thigh, preferably not applying a lot of force to the knee joint itself, but instead to one of the muscle groups and bones above or below. We can use that support or have an imaginary support, and then bringing right and left sides together. Whatever tree variation we've chosen continues to grow and flourish. Thinking about the exchange between us, our bodies, and all the bodies around us, the environment, as we, as humans, exhale, as mammals, our carbon dioxide, the plants are taking it in, and they're going to expel oxygen, and we'll experience that give and take, that flow, even in a balanced position. Coming, if we can, out and making our transition calmly and smoothly, and if not, accepting that. Staying as long as you like, or switching over, the other foot supporting, and a new foot flying up to press the sole of the foot into the lower leg or the upper leg, using as much support like a tree does as you need. So not all trees are symmetrical or even or balanced. Some are lying down. Some that have prevailing winds from one direction have all of their branches on one side. Keep envisioning that rootedness through the bottom and that reach through the top up into the sky, maybe physically reaching, energetically reaching, finding a sense of equanimity and balance. Even as dogs bark and trucks start. Birds fly. Maybe like a bamboo stalk, we're waving. Testing around even more, we could close our eyes to further challenge that balance and gently release. And I thought I'd share, there are so many different possible variations of this juicy tree pose, Vrksasana. But I thought I'd share a new one that I learned during World Tai Chi Day. It's not officially then a yoga tree pose, but is very much related, I find. And I was excited to play with this possible variation also of a balancing type of tree experience. So in this variation then, rather than planting and pressing, that is a big flock of doves flying, planting and pressing, if you could hear it, the two legs against each other towards the middle, right and left sides, pressing, great sensation, very activating and stabilizing. But on the other end of the spectrum, we will cross over and press and pull the top of the foot against the ankle. Again, we can plant those toes down and the ball of the foot down for balance, and then press, so feel activation in a different set of muscles there. And that can be a new variation. And then we get into sort of figure 4 type of one-legged chair shapes too, where we're crossing that over. Could do. But for more fun here, with that top of the foot pressing against the shin bone, we could dive like a crane and fly. So just challenging the balance, bending and stretching the standing leg. Woo! I said it was a balance challenge. Rising up, we could come up and down, rippling and articulating through the spine, or making our branches, making our wings. Even when we're wobbling, we're developing our coordination and our balance. And what happens on one side, I will return the favor on the second side too, of course. Planting, pressing, and maybe crossing over the top of the foot. So we have a pull as well as a press at whatever height feels good. Again, also great in a chair, reclining. Have that sense of counter tension, counterbalance. And then of play, experimentation, adaptation, mental as well as physical stability. Feels good to move through the upper body. Stretch the shoulders, the arms, the head, the neck. While trying out this variety of tropical trees, I would love to know what, there go all the doves. I would love, in the plumeria tree, would love to know what is your current favorite variation of tree that you're practicing. How does it feel? What challenges do you have with tree or any other shapes? And take a good care. Thank you for moving with me in spirit or in fact. I look forward to seeing you again soon, I hope. And until then, take good care.